Okay, dear students, today we are going to discuss about the respiration in plant and in aquatic animal. What makes difference with the human body for the animal which are in water, and why that difference? Other thing, for the plant, how is this respiration? A student, regarding plant, we have learned that they are synthesizing their own food. Means food is available inside the body of the plant itself. Now that food is used by the plant itself for getting the energy for the growth of the plant, though that food is also consumed by the herbivorous animals or other complex organism for getting their food. So how is that mode of nutrition? Those things we have discussed. A student, last day we have started with this respiration. We have covered everything related to, the requirement for this respiration. That is the simple food. The other was oxygen and the complex respiratory system for human. So this thing was for the human, we have already learned, because human is a multicellular and very complex organism. So the diffusion is not sufficient, so a specific respiratory system is required for supplying the oxygen and mix it to the blood. Then how the blood is transmitting or transporting that oxygen to different cells, and how the food dissolve in the blood after digestion from the small intestine through the villi into the blood, that we have also learned. So this thing we have already covered. What was the path, that we have also done it. How is the flow? Means red was for the blood and this blue was for the air. So how they are interacting, this thing we have already learned. Today we are going to discuss this respiration in plant. A student, just let us recall very few things, that if I am talking for this respiration, so this is always followed by nutrition. Unless or until there is nutrition, there is no question of respiration. So it is always followed by nutrition. Means if there is nutrition, after that the question of respiration arises. Nutrition in the plant, it was the simple food synthesized by the plant itself. So this was the starting from the complex food to the simple food. And this was then injected or absorbed in blood, and this blood have put the simple food to cells through the blood circulation. This thing we have looked. So respiration is always followed by nutrition, but this respiration need additional thing, so needs oxygen. So this need of oxygen is fulfilled by respiratory system, in which the vital organ was the lungs, which contain alveoli, which was the filter. So through this alveoli, this O2 injected or dissolved in blood. So this way both blood contain both oxygen as well as the simple food. Then this O2 goes to cell. So this cell contain both oxygen as well as the simple food. Then the simple food gets converted into, so each cell have food. This food simply means the simple food. Food for cell means glucose, peptic acid, peptones, fatty acid. A student, do not think food for cell means our डोसे, राइस, दाल, चपाती. ये आपके दिमाग में बहुत क्लियर होना चाहिए कि हम किस कंटेक्स्ट में बात कर रहे हैं. So food for cell means the simple food. ये सिंपल फूड बनने के लिए और सेल तक पहुंचने के लिए ही हमारा पूरा इंटायर न्यूट्रिशन और digestive system was there. So this food as well as the oxygen. So this oxygen supplied through the respiratory system. This was through the digestive system. This was through the respiratory system. Student, this much thing we have learned. So how it is going to complete the respiration if these two things are available? So food may be glucose combined with oxygen to give carbon dioxide, water, and 32 ATP of energy. We are considering the aerobic respiration. If anaerobic, then product will be slightly different, but still the energy is formed. Students, we have learned that in human, this respiratory system is very well defined. I mean a complex network of blood circulation for absorbing the simple food and absorbing the oxygen reaching to different cells. But if I consider for the plant, so these systems are required for animal in general. We are considering the terrestrial animal, maybe for the aquatic animal, and also there is, or it is also for the aquatic animal, but there is slight difference in their respiratory system. They have the gills. Why that we will look. So these things are present in animal. But if I consider the plant, what makes difference? A student, please recall the nutrition in plant. So in plant, nutrition is autotrophic. Autotrophic means synthesizing their own food through the process of photosynthesis. This way, inside the plant cell, where in the stomata of the plant cell, this glucose is directly available. So glucose need not to be supplied from some external source. So simply in the plant, because of their autotrophic nutrition, where the photosynthesis is carried out inside the cell itself, we have already learned this photosynthesis occurs or takes place inside the cell where plastide or chlorophyll is present. Chlorophyll is inside the cell, means this glucose is formed inside the cell itself. Okay, student, though it is formed in the green leaf or cell of the green leaf, but Recalling the concept of class 9, we have learned that plants have a special kind of vascular tissues for transporting their water and food from one organ to another organ. So wherever this glucose is formed inside the green leaf, this get distributed through the phloem tissues. So that we have to understand. तो द फोइलम टिश्यूज स्टूडेंट कहीं भी आपको यदि नहीं समझ में आए प्लीज इंटरप्ट में, क्योंकि ये सब चीजें यदि आप नहीं समझेंगे तो बाद में फिर आपको यही नहीं समझ में आएगा प्लांट में रेस्पिरेशन होता है क्या। बहुत बार सिंपल क्वेश्चन पूछे जाते हैं, प्लांट ऑल्सो कैरीज रेस्पिरेशन और नॉट। बच्चे लिख देते हैं नहीं प्लांट में रेस्पिरेशन नहीं होता है। रेस्पिरेशन ऑलवेज होगा, वेर एवर लिविंग थिंग, वेर एवर न्यूट्रिशन इज देयर, देयर विल बी रेस्पिरेशन। सो राइट, plant have phloem tissue to carry the food prepared in green leaf How this food is prepared? Through the photosynthesis I have written above. So through this phloem tissues, the food which was prepared in green leaf, that is being distributed or carried to different part or to different cells. So plant have phloem tissues to carry the food prepared in green leaf to different cells or different parts. Which part? Even to the root, because the root also contains the cell, and for the cell to remain alive it need energy in the form of glucose. Okay, so even to the root, even to the branches which is brown in color and do not have the chlorophyllip pigment, but still they are getting this food because their cell also have to remain alive. Their cell also have to do the various metabolic activities that can be done at the cost of consuming energy only. So this energy supplied is ensured by this food. So therefore the plant have phloem tissues to carry the food prepared in green leaf to different cells where respiration occur to give energy to these cells for their life process or for their maintenance. Even say mature cell need not grow in size or go for further cell division, but to remain alive for their maintenance it have to do, or it have to consume some energy for their activities. Okay, it means even the plant also have to perform respiration because they need energy. So right, a student have written, therefore respiration occur in each cell or of plants also. So respiration also have to be occur in each cell of the plant. What will be the respiration? Here in this case it is also aerobic respiration. So this respiration occur in the plant also. Okay. So student, what will happen? Even there is the plant cell. Inside this cell there is glucose. Okay, student. And even the oxygen is also dissolved while the food is being transmitted. Or you have also learned that there is a specific tissues called xylem tissue through which the water is transported. So therefore, along with this glucose, the air is also transmitted to the different cells. In addition to this, you might have learned in class 9 that there are a specific kind of air pockets or air called areolar tissues. Okay, so lot of air is present inside the body of the plant. So do not worry that air or oxygen need to be supplied externally. No, through the diffusion process, through the stomatal diffusion by which the oxygen is taken, that itself, or by which this carbon dioxide is basically taken and oxygen is produced, oxygen is going out of this stomata. At the same time, some amount of that oxygen is also going to dissolve in the liquid or in the fluid of that plant tissues, and it will be transported to different cells. Means for this plant cell, this glucose and oxygen is available. This oxygen, this may be from photosynthesis itself or by diffusion. By both the process, this oxygen is available inside the plant cell. A student, let us recall. Last day I had drawn just a leaf. I am just taking one of the leaf. A student, it have the different roads. A student, here because of this stomatal pore, CO2 have dissolved or CO2 have diffuses or entered inside the stomata. It is not only CO2 from the atmosphere. Atmosphere, the air is going inside. Means some of the oxygen is also going inside. But through the photosynthesis, large amount of oxygen will produce here. So here, photosynthesis occur. Through this photosynthesis, glucose plus oxygen is produced. So in this area, large number of glucose or large amount of glucose and large number of oxygen molecules or amount of oxygen molecules are present. If this stomatal pore is going to open again, then it is possible to come out. At the same time, the CO2 and this oxygen which is being synthesized or produced in this stomatal area or in this stomatal pore, that will also diffuse because one cell is connected to other, and through this phloem tissues, the phloem tissues, they have carried food to root and other part, and this oxygen have already diffused and transported. This oxygen transporting is occurring through the phloem as well as through the xylem, because though xylem is exclusively minted for carrying the water, these are the tissues which are present in the plant for bidirectional movement. Phloem is bidirectional, xylem is your unidirectional. Xylem is exclusively for carrying the water, so this direction is of the xylem. Okay, but In the water, there is always certain amount of oxygen is dissolved, so therefore oxygen is always available. Now say, if I consider this tip where the respiration have to be occur. So here the food is available, oxygen is available. So this food and oxygen is going to burn again, going to consume again by this root or by this stem or even by the leaf cell itself. Even whatever the cell which is synthesizing the food, they also need to consume that food. Okay, so in all this reason, respiration will occur. So what will happen in this respiration? The same or the earlier respiration what we have learned for the animal, the same reaction also occur here. So a student, if you have drawn, then I will write something. So inside the plant cell, these things are available. So in plant cell, I will simply write this glucose and oxygen is there. This is going to give us what? Carbon dioxide plus water plus energy. A student, you may amazed now. Oh, plant was giving us oxygen, now it is the carbon dioxide. Or you may think this reaction is wrong. But a student, it is the correct reaction. This is the concept that you have to learn. This is happening only when the plant is doing respiration, and oxygen release was happening only when this glucose and oxygen was produced. Means this was even produced by photosynthesis. So by photosynthesis, this glucose and oxygen was available. So oxygen is already available inside the cell of this plant. Therefore, if the plant need energy, they will go for this reaction, I mean the respiration. So in this way, this carbon dioxide is produced when respiration occurs. And this carbon dioxide is released in atmosphere. So the plant is not only releasing oxygen, but it is also releasing carbon dioxide. The first thing that you have to keep in mind. So let me write that point here. So plant releases.
So can you scroll up once?
Just wait. Releases oxygen during photosynthesis. But the same plant releases carbon dioxide during respiration. A student, the interesting thing is that this photosynthesis occur in day only, which occurs in day, because photosynthesis mechanism we have learned, where we have learned the very first two step is light reaction. So unless or until there is light reaction, there is no question of photosynthesis and there is no question of release of oxygen. But this carbon dioxide release is occurring all the time, whether during daytime or whether during night time. So occur all the time. That is day and night. And night. But a student, observe carefully. In daytime, there is a release of oxygen. And if the plant is carrying out respiration, then that oxygen is consumed a bit and it releases carbon dioxide. Means during the daytime, both oxygen and carbon dioxide is released, but the amount of release of oxygen is very high. So therefore, the release of carbon dioxide cannot be observed. But during the night time, wherever there is no photosynthesis, means what is released? Only and only carbon dioxide is released. So therefore, in our taiga forest where we are living, during the night time, oxygen level is going down. During the daytime, oxygen level is increasing. Okay, so student, just let me write few more things. So during daytime, both O2 and CO2 is released, but since we are getting that this O2 is used by the plant itself in the process of respiration, that is one thing, but the amount of O2 produced is so much, I mean the photosynthesis reaction is more predominant. Why? It is quite simple and logical that whatever the energy needed by a plant, that is the limited one, but this photosynthesis is almost a continuous process where more and more energy is, I mean more and more glucose is produced and oxygen is released. So therefore, the release of oxygen is observed in daytime, or release of oxygen is maximum in daytime. So right, during daytime both CO2 is released, but the release of, or let me write the cause also, but photosynthesis is more predominant than respiration. Therefore, release of oxygen is observed. Also, a student, during the daytime, what is going to happen? It is the photosynthesis, and photosynthesis needs carbon dioxide. So whatever the carbon dioxide released during the daytime or formed during the daytime in their stomata, that itself is going to be used for the photosynthesis. So the amount of carbon dioxide released can be neglected. Also, the CO2 formed is used in photosynthesis itself. So the release of CO2 is negligible. That is not observed. A student, so this way in daytime what we are observing? Oxygen is released. But during night there is no respiration, sorry, there is no photosynthesis. But respiration continues. Therefore, CO2 release is observed or dominant in night. Students, the question is asked many a time, नाइट को CO2 क्यों रिलीज होता है, डे को क्यों नहीं होता है? स्टूडेंट, डे में भी होता है, लेकिन वो CO2 खुद से ही प्लांट फिर से अपने अंदर ही कंज्यूम कर लेता है फोटोसिंथेसिस के लिए, सो रिलीज इज नेग्लिजिबल. बट नाइट में जो CO2 प्रोड्यूस हो रहा है, ये फिर प्लांट अपने आप को यूज नहीं कर पा रहा है. वेयर इट विल गो? इट विल कम आउट ऑफ द स्टोमेटा. So this is also out through stomata. ये आपको ध्यान में रखना है. प्लांट में एंट्री एंड एग्जिट के जो रूट है, इट इज द और द पाथ है विद द एटमॉस्फेयर, इट इज स्टोमेटा itself. Through stomata. Okay, student. So this was all about our respiration in plant. प्लांट में रेस्पिरेशन के लिए अलग से रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम नहीं चाहिए, उसके साथ ही डिफ्यूजन एंड फोइलम जाइलम टिश्यूज से ये ऑक्सीजन ट्रांसफर हो जाता है. एंड रेस्पिरेशन तो हर सेल में होना है. इस रेस्पिरेशन के कारण वी आर एबल टू ऑब्जर्व रिलीज ऑफ CO2 एंड इट इज मोर डोमिनेंट इन नाइट. स्टूडेंट, everyone have written? Few of you were asking for scrolling up. इसको ऊपर मैं scroll करूं क्या? Everyone have written this? So this was about the respiration in plant. This question is very important. इसमें हमने बहुत सारी चीजें लिखी हैं. क्या CO2 रिलीज होता है, नहीं होता है प्लांट से? पहला सिंपल क्वेश्चन वही पूछता है. Yes, it is there. When it is during the respiration, that is one thing. It is asked in your academic as well as in NTS.
Sir,
Why it is more dominant in night, not in day, that I have also written. Okay, so these are very important. These last 2 or 3 points, whatever I have explained, is very important. Student, अपवाद, हाँ नीरज बोलिए.
सर तो ये रेस्पिरेशन के लिए O2 प्लांट स्टोर करता है.
O2 प्लांट, देखिए O2 उसके अंदर तो फॉर्म ही हो रहा है ना. मींस O2 इज फॉर्म इवन ड्यूरिंग द फोटोसिंथेसिस एंड वो उसके वाटर में डिसॉल्व हो गया रहता है. You might have learned the oxygen is dissolved in water and this dissolved oxygen is used by aquatic animal, that we will also learn or even also discuss. In the similar fashion, this oxygen which is formed during the photosynthesis, that is being distributed to different part or that is being dissolved in the water inside the plant body. और प्लांट बॉडी के अंदर तो बहुत सारे पानी है, बहुत सारा पानी है. ओके, मींस ऑक्सीजन तो हर सेल को अवेलेबल है ही. लाइक अपने ब्लड के थ्रू हर सेल को ऑक्सीजन ट्रांसफर होता है, ऐसे ही उनके वाटर में ऑक्सीजन डिसॉल्व है एंड वो वाटर उस सेल को ऑक्सीजन ट्रांसफर करता रहता है. हमारे बॉडी में वाटर का फ्लो नहीं है, ये ब्लड का फ्लो है. The similar function is maintained by water in the plant. Okay, water and food basically. Even the food is flowing, it is flowing through this root. In that, even this oxygen is also present. So, ऑक्सीजन को प्लांट को फिर से बाहर से लेने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती, उसके सेल में बहुत सारे ऑक्सीजन प्रेजेंट है और फोटोसिंथेसिस के थ्रू जो ऑक्सीजन प्रोड्यूस हुआ वही डिसॉल्व हो गया, वही प्लांट सेल के पास अवेलेबल है. सो द सेम रिएक्शन अकर इन द प्लांट आल्सो. यस स्टूडेंट, एनी डाउट देन प्लीज आस्क.
Sir, can you show the diagram?
This one, bottom one.
Yes, sir.
Write it quickly. हाँ विवेक, आपको कोई डाउट है?
Done, sir.
Okay, students. So this was all about the respiration in plant. The important point already we have listed. Now let us go for respiration in aquatic animal. ये आपको हमने प्लांट यहां से समझाना शुरू किया है कि कैसे रेस्पिरेशन होता है. बाकी जो रेस्पिरेशन का कॉन्सेप्ट एनिमल के लिए एप्लीकेबल है, प्लांट के लिए भी एप्लीकेबल है, एवरीथिंग. बट हियर वी हैव अंडरस्टैंड दैट प्लांट डू नॉट नीड ए स्पेसिफिक रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम. क्यों? क्योंकि उनका जाइलम फोइलम टिश्यूज के थ्रू ही ये डिसॉल्व हो जाता है, ये ट्रांसमिट हो जाता है, हर सेल को अवेलेबल है, तो रेस्पिरेशन उधर होगा. ध्यान रखना है, रेस्पिरेशन is not like photosynthesis which is confined to or which is limited to green leaf in the stomata. Okay, स्टूडेंट रेस्पिरेशन हर जगह हो रहा है, उसके रूट्स में हो रहे हैं, स्टम्स में हो रहे हैं, ग्रीन लीव्स में हो रहे हैं, हर जगह हो रहे हैं. बट फोटोसिंथेसिस केवल और केवल ग्रीन लीव्स में हो रहे हैं. ओके, जहां की क्लोरोफिल अवेलेबल है. दीज आर द फ्यू थिंग्स दैट यू हैव टू कीप इन माइंड. Now let us go for respiration in aquatic animal. We need not go for any kind of diagram. We have to just write very few things. In aquatic animal, basically, because the human is also an animal, and that we have already discussed in more detail. Aquatic animals. A student, already you are knowing aquatic animals means animals or organism inside water. So when the animal is inside the water, for their survival, this organism also needs energy. कोई भी ऑर्गेनिज्म है, कहीं पे भी रहने दीजिए, उसको एनर्जी चाहिए. एनर्जी चाहिए तो उसे रेस्पिरेशन करना ही पड़ेगा. सो also carries respiration to meet the energy demand or the need of energy. जितने भी उसके सेल्स हैं, सेल को यदि लाइव रहना है तो उसे एनर्जी चाहिए ही, तो उसे रेस्पिरेशन करना ही पड़ता है. ओके स्टूडेंट, what is unique or what is distinct in this animal that we have to keep in mind. So see, these aquatic animals do not need higher amount of oxygen, or basically they do not need that much of respiration what a terrestrial organism need. Why? Because their movement are limited. When the activities are limited, then the energy requirement is also reduced. That is one of the factors. In addition to that, there is certain other thing like their body design, their pores, their gills. So these things help this aquatic animal in getting the oxygen which is dissolved in water itself. And only that much oxygen, I mean the dissolved oxygen itself is sufficient for this aquatic life. So right, aquatic animals uses the oxygen. Oxygen means it is basically the air. It doesn't mean pure O2 which is dissolved in water. Means even the air itself contains the oxygen. So aquatic animal uses oxygen dissolved in water. That is, this dissolved oxygen or dissolved air or oxygen gives life to, or gives aquatic life. Otherwise, the life inside water is not possible. A student, if you consider the water, this is the water. So in this water, air is present above the surface. This is the water. These air continuously collide because of their diffusion on this water surface, and the gap between this liquid is much more higher than solid, and this air or oxygen is able to enter inside this. It will continue to move here, there, everywhere. Okay. Also, if we move or if we go deeper, then the amount of oxygen or dissolved air will reduce. So on this surface water, they have maximum dissolved air. But in this deep water, so it is our deep water, almost lesser or no oxygen dissolve. वाई नो स्टूडेंट, ये देखिए इसके ऊपर कंटिन्यूअसली एयर है तो एयर इसके सरफेस में कोलाइड होंगे, ये कहीं ना कहीं यहां तक जाकर के रुक जाएगा, मे बी 10 मीटर 20 मीटर और मे बी अप टू हाफ अ किलोमीटर, बट इट कैन नॉट पेनिट्रेट अप टू 5 किलोमीटर डेप्थ. ओके, therefore in this deep sea region or in very deeper area, the survival of life is not possible. So no aquatic life. So this is the surface where we have considered maximum air dissolve. So this contain more aquatic life. इसीलिए आपने देखे होंगे कि ये फिशेस और बहुत सारे एक्वेटिक लाइफ हैं, ये सैलो रीजन में रहते हैं, ना कि बहुत ज्यादा डीपर सी में नहीं रहते हैं. You cannot get any life in Mariana Trench. Okay, most of the corals and other organisms, they are growing at this shallower region. Okay, because the shallower part or upper part of the water contain dissolved oxygen or dissolved air. So this question is also asked in TSC, इसीलिए आपको हमने बता दिया. आपके एकेडमिक में भी पूछे जा सकते हैं कि why the growth of organism is more over the surface water or near the shallow region, why not in deeper region? The answer is very simple. There is negligible amount of air dissolved in deeper sea, but more or maximum amount of air is dissolved on the shallower region, and this oxygen or air is required for survival of life. So unless or until the life feel comfortable, they are getting their requirement, they cannot live there. So therefore the organism cannot live in the deeper sea. Okay student, so this was one point. I think this explanation itself is enough. Another thing, how these organisms are then taking the oxygen which is dissolved here. These are the bubble of oxygen I have drawn. How they are being trapped. So a student, these aquatic animals have to filter out this dissolved oxygen from the air, from the water, and this filtration, for this filtration, aquatic animal have a special or different kind of respiratory organ that is called as gills. So gills is nothing but respiratory organ of aquatic life, exclusively your fishes. Now if we consider the other animal which are inside the water, for those animal, say the very basic animal like tube-like structure or a sponge or other aquatic life, they have pores or holes inside their body. So therefore, along with the water, oxygen is also coming in contact with the cells of this body. This oxygen get diffuses inside the cell of this body. This way, even in the simple or primitive organism, these gills are also not required. Exclusively in a sponge and say your aquatic plants, not only plants, even the other organism also, that we will learn in our next chapter. So we can write here, they dissolved air or oxygen is filtered by aquatic animal. Filtered means absorbed from the water. It simply means that through their special respiratory organ that is called as gills. So what is the respiratory organ of aquatic or fish? It is the gills. Even in this say frog, you might have observed they are taking the water in their mouth, then they are releasing. What they are doing, they are absorbing the oxygen or the air from that water what they are taking inside the body. So this way oxygen absorption occur. Oxygen is available. Now this aquatic animal also have the blood and circulatory system. In this blood, the food get dissolved like animal. So these contain food. आप देखते होंगे कि जो aquatic animal है या दूसरे organism को खाते हैं, they also have the mouth, means they also have the digestive system. Digestive system not exactly like us, means which is unidirectional flow. बहुत सारे में ऐसे रहते हैं कि इसे bees and other from the root through which they are taking their nutrition from the same root they are also excreting. So this way, this oxygen and food is available in food means the simple food, student, after digestion. So this is available for respiration. To give energy. So these two are available for the aquatic life also. The thing is only the gills or the system that you have to know, and where they will survive, that you also have to know. So these are the two important points. Remaining reaction is the same. Reaction में कहीं कोई difference नहीं आता है. C6H12. So it is our C6H12O6. This is the oxygen. This is the food that we have taken. So this oxygen, they are also going to give us CO2 plus H2O plus energy. यहाँ जो इनको एनर्जी चाहिए ये कम ही चाहिए, सो ये रेस्पिरेशन कम होता है. So right, lesser amount of respiration in aquatic animal, aquatic life. यहाँ जो हमने फूड एंड ये ऑक्सीजन लिखा है, ये हमारा एक्वेटिक लाइफ के लिए. So for aquatic life, these things are available. A student, if we consider for the terrestrial के लिए सबसे बढ़िया हमने ह्यूमन का एग्जांपल बताया है. सेम तरीके के चीजें बाकी भी ऑर्गेनिज्म में अवेलेबल है. Terrestrial animal as in human. ह्यूमन को जैसा है वैसा. If we consider the smaller organism like yeast, then there is anaerobic respiration. ऐसा. So this was all about our respiration. So I don't think there is anything more which is required for this respiration. A student, if you have any doubt, then please ask. Otherwise, we will go for the next topic.
सर.
हाँ बोलिए.
सर तो रेस्पिरेशन एक एंडोथर्मिक रिएक्शन.
रेस्पिरेशन तो एक्सोथर्मिक रिएक्शन है नो. इधर बार बार हम एनर्जी इज रिलीज्ड नो. हाउ इट कुड बी एंडोथर्मिक? Photosynthesis is endothermic, where sunlight is used. Energy is coming out and this is used by cell. ये सेल में इसीलिए तो हो रहा है कि उसके सेल ऑर्गेनलीज को एनर्जी मिल सके, माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया उसे स्टोर कर सके. ये सारी की सारी चीजें हमने लास्ट जब पढ़ी हैं. एनी मोर डाउट? स्टूडेंट, देन प्लीज आस्क. I think let me go for one more page. Student, any more doubt then please tell me. Otherwise I had explained everything. जितना आपके लेवल में है, including your NTSC and everything I have covered. आप इतना पढ़कर जाइए. आपके किसी भी टाइप के क्वेश्चन हो, NTSC, academic, objective, subjective, everything you can do. Student, now it is your time to tell me very few things. Though we have covered all these things, but you have to now tell. Here we have learned about one thing is called breathing. What is this breathing? If I want to compare this with the respiration, then how this is different? क्योंकि आपके लेवल में, आपके एकेडमिक में ये भी सिंपल सा चीज पूछ लेता है. Student, differences are many that we have already learned, but let me enumerate. This breathing is just intake and exit of gases through nose. ओके, ये होता है. ये क्या होता है? ये एक केमिकल रिएक्शन है. केमिकल रिएक्शन इन ईच सेल. ये हर बॉडी के सेल के अंदर एक केमिकल रिएक्शन होता है. ये एक केमिकल रिएक्शन है. दूसरा, इन ब्रीदिंग whether energy is required or energy is released, so no energy exchange. It is our body pumping, means absorption and exhalation means inhalation and exhalation, but these are passive process. There is no any energy exchange. So right, this is inhalation and exhalation. स्टूडेंट, इनहालेशन का मीनिंग क्या है? जब आप सांस अंदर लेते हैं, इट इज इनहेलेशन. When you are releasing out the gases outward, it is exhalation. Inhalation is also called as inspiration or inspiratory. So it is inspiration or inspiratory or action reprocess means taking breathe inside. Exhalation is what? It is expiration. यहां कुछ बाहर या अंदर जाता है क्या? नो, यहां भी केमिकल रिएक्शन है. सो दैट रिएक्शन अकर, that reaction is what? Let me write that here. This energy is released during the reaction means your simple food, glucose C6 H12O6 need oxygen. Whatever this need of oxygen, it is given by this breathing only. It is going to give CO2 plus H2O plus energy. So this energy requirement is met. So this only helps in respiration by supplying oxygen and also removing carbon dioxide. ये सब डिफरेंसेस आपको पूछे जाएंगे ताकि आप एग्जाम में रिवाइज कर करके जाइए. फॉर दैट आई एम जस्ट एनलिस्टिंग ऑल दिस थिंग. Means this respiration need, whatever the need, is assisted by breathing. Need means what? Oxygen need. It is this one. A student, there is no energy exchange. It is important thing. Exchange means generation or absorption. It is that one. But here energy is released. It is this. So it is an exothermic process. A student, considering this energy need and energy exchange, the term like active and passive is given. So it is a passive process. But here energy is involved. So because of this energy, it is called as an active process. ओके स्टूडेंट. सो दिस एक्टिव एंड पैसिव, ये टर्म आपको पूछता है कि कौन एक्टिव है कौन पैसिव है, किसमें एनर्जी रिलीज होता है किसमें रिलीज नहीं होता है. स्टूडेंट, इट इज वन ऑफ द थिंग दैट यू हैव टू कीप इन माइंड. अनदर थिंग, if I am talking about breathing, then let me explain a bit more. A student, this breathing means inhalation and exhalation. So while taking the air inside, it is inhalation and exhalation. That is one. And if we count the number of time we are breathing in a minute, then you will find that it is 15 to 18 times in a minute. A student, we will say, while the heart pumping means, the question is sometimes asked like this, whether the pumping of heart and inhalation exhalation both are synchronized, means once the means one time the heart is pumping amount of blood, at the same time some amount of oxygen is inhaled and released from our nose, means number of time we are completing breathing, whether it is same as the number of time heart is pumping, means that is called heartbeat or heart rate. A student, keep in mind, heart rate and heartbeats are entirely different than this inhalation and exhalation. Inhalation, exhalation is just to supply the air to the blood. But depending on the requirement of cells, depending on the respiration need, this pumping is increased and decreased. In addition to that, there are many other activities, like because of external stimuli. In that case, the heartbeat also increases and decreases. So keep in mind, heartbeat rate or heart pumping rate is entirely different from that this breathing rate. But so let me write that here so that you can understand. But heartbeat rate is, it is around 72 times in a minute. A student, so this way you have to keep in mind, this breathing have no relation with our heartbeat. हार्टबीट को क्या रिलेशन है कि कितना ब्लड चाहिए, बेसिकली कितना एनर्जी चाहिए सेल्स को, उसके अकॉर्डिंग बढ़ता घटता रहता है, या कहीं डर लगे तो हार्टबीट बढ़ता घटता रहता है. वी विल लर्न लेटर द रिलीज ऑफ द हार्मोन्स दैट कंट्रोल्स द हार्टबीट. बट ये जो ब्रीदिंग है, breathing is also increasing and decreasing as per the need of oxygen dissolved in our blood, but the rate or the breathing rate is entirely different than that of the heartbeat rate. So breathing means intake and exit, that is forming one cycle. So one cycle, so there is 15 to 18 times we are completing the breathing cycle. So breathing means we are talking for the breathing cycle. Breathing cycle means once we have to take the air which contain oxygen, and later on we have to release the air from our nose or through our nose, which is containing larger amount of carbon dioxide. Okay, so a student, it is our inhalation and exhalation. So let me write. स्टूडेंट, ये कॉमन सी चीजें हैं, आपको एकेडमिक में पूछता है, इसीलिए मैं ये पढ़ा रहा हूँ आपको. हाँ, हालांकि बहुत कॉमन है, बट हमारे बच्चे बहुत सारे नहीं कर पाते, इसीलिए मैं छोटा छोटा चीज भी बतलाता हूँ. बट माई स्टैंडर्ड इज नॉट अप टू दिस मच बिलो कि मैं ये सब चीजें पढ़ाऊँ, बट फिर भी मैं आपको बतलाता हूँ, कमिंग बिलो द स्टैंडर्ड. सो स्टूडेंट, इसको जरा जस्ट हम डिफरेंस नोट डाउन कर लेंगे, फिर हम लोग इस टॉपिक को एंड करेंगे. सो राइट, दिस इनहेलेशन मीन्स इनटेक ऑफ एयर, intake of oxygen rich air. Exhalation means releasing or exit of carbon dioxide reach air from nose. It is from nose. It is to nose. नोज के अंदर जा रहा है, ये बाहर जा रहा है. ये तो पहला डिफरेंस है. This inhalation have the other name that is also called as inspiration or inspiratory process. It is this is expiration or expiratory process. This is, this inhalation, this is because of the sucking of nose. It is not the diffusion. So nose, basically when the energy or basically when the oxygen is required for the blood, at that time our heart try to make such a situation that our alveoli balloon will swell, so that during that process the air enters in our nose. Means here some amount of external force is applied by our respiratory system. So respiratory organ involves actively to suck air inward. But in this process, a student, there is nothing like sucking or active involvement. Rather, it is a relaxing of our respiratory organs, which was activated during inhalation. So the organ gets relaxed. So it is relaxation, means relaxing. While this relaxing means it is totally a passive, means no any muscular contraction is required. So here this active and passive is with respect to muscular contraction. So muscular action. Muscles, we have also learned different muscles have different activities, and these muscles are tissues. Tissues have specific activities. तो हमारे हार्ट के टिश्यूज का ये काम ही है कि ये हर हमेशा रिदमिक एक्शन करते रहे, एक डायरेक्शन से लेकर दूसरे डायरेक्शन में देते रहे. ओके, सो इस एक्शन के कारण ये मसल्स का एक्टिव इन्वॉल्वमेंट हो जाता है. बट ये पैसिव है. क्यों पैसिव है? मसल्स इनमें इन्वॉल्व नहीं हो रहा है, मसल्स इसमें रिलैक्स कर रहा है ड्यूरिंग दिस प्रोसेस. सो नॉट अ मस्कुलर प्रोसेस. so no muscular involvement, rather the muscle is relaxed. इसी कारण से हमारा जो alveoli bag है that will shrink. It is one thing. Now student, we will understand while this inhalation is going to take place, then what will happen. So let me continue with inhalation here and exhalation here. A student, for understanding this, if we are taking the air in, means air in here, air out, where this will go? Means alveoli will swell. means size increases. Size of alveoli bag or sac increases, while the size of alveoli bag is going to increase, means it will push our diaphragm downward. So this implies diaphragm of the diaphragm which is above the stomach and below this lungs, which is the partition, so that get pushed downward. So this diaphragm downward. I will take the photo also. At the same time, diaphragm is for the vertical movement. I mean, this is your vertical movement. Vertical or vertically down. But our lungs is protected by the solid bones called ribs. So these ribs will come out so that our chest will swell because of intake of air. So first this will happen. So let me write this as A, and ribs moves outward. This is what? Horizontal or three-dimensional movement rather. This is your horizontal or 3D. So how is this? Let us understand. ये देखिए, ये जो प्रोसेस है, आई थिंक इफ आई हैव दैट पिक्चर देन आई विल टेक. आपके बुक में तो रहेगा नहीं. Student, let me take this picture. A student, I mean, but here exhalation is written first, inhalation is written here. Okay, you have to take care of that in understanding. A student, we are talking for inhalation, means you must consider these two things, these observations. You have to look in this figure. Okay, now the figure is, I mean, drawn slightly different manner. A student, for this thing you have to look here. How is this? A student, air is going to enter here. Whatever the alveoli things are there, the alveoli sac will swell. Ultimately, these are the ribs. You are getting, no? These are your ribs. And whatever this, below this there is a stomach. This is called as your diaphragm. diaphragm, diaphragm. Okay. So this is the area of lungs. This is the area for stomach and other thing. It is like this. So a student, while these alveoli are going to swell, what will happen to this diaphragm? This diaphragm will move downward. So pressure will be put here, it will move downward. These ribs के लेंथ नहीं बढ़ते हैं. ओके, रिब्स का जो ज्वाइंट है, यहां देखिए, इधर इधर इन बिटवीन एंड एट द एंड there is cartilage, and cartilage are slightly elastic. Okay, so because of their joints at the end and in the center, it is able to move outward and inward. Okay, student, so this will move like this and this. So this was our inhalation. सो इनहेलेशन में ये दो चीजें आपको पूछी जाती हैं। आपके एमटीएससी में ये क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है कि ड्यूरिंग इनहेलेशन डायफ्राम मूव्स अपवर्ड मींस वर्टिकली अपवर्ड, वर्टिकली डाउनवर्ड। ये एमटीएससी में भी पूछा गया है। ओके स्टूडेंट, सो यू मस्ट कीप इन माइंड। आपके एकेडमिक में भी पूछा गया है कि रिब्स इज मूविंग आउटवर्ड इनवर्ड। ओके स्टूडेंट, सो यू हैव टू टेक केयर दैट रिब्स आर मूविंग आउटवर्ड। स्टूडेंट, just reverse of that is our exhalation. Exhalation is done here. Student, now the air is going out. This is CO2 rich air. This is O2 rich air. Student, these bags or alveoli sacs are going to collapse. So right here, this implies alveoli sac will shrink. When this alveoli sac will shrink, means the volume is reduced. Volume of lungs, alveoli sac, ब्रोंची, ब्रोंकस मिला करके सब लंग्स ही कहलाते हैं। ओके नो स्टूडेंट, विंड पाइप को छोड़ करके आगे उसके जो भी ब्रांचेज है या वो जो सैक है, ये सब लंग्स है। हाँ, सो कभी आपको डाउट नहीं आना चाहिए कि वेदर आई एम राइटिंग alveoli और lungs mean the same thing. So volume of lungs decreases. When the volume of lungs decreases, student, now we have to come to this one. While the air is coming out, it will shrink. So diaphragm will move upward. So let me write here, two things will occur. One is what? This diaphragm. So see, diaphragm is going to move upward. So let me write that. So moves upward. Do not think कि diaphragm का पूरा ही ऊपर शिफ्ट हो गया. No, these end points are still fixed. Okay, but it is now in a relaxed position. So therefore it is also written as, that is, diaphragm is relaxed. Student, यहाँ पे diaphragm downward या diaphragm is under the strain condition, I mean that is under the stretches condition. तो बहुत बार इसे दूसरे लैंग्वेज में भी पूछा गया है एनटीएससी में. So it is the diaphragm is under tension. Relax का उल्टा होता है टेंशन, मीन्स तना हुआ होना. So under tension or also called as elongation. Students, ये वर्डिंग्स कुछ भी आ सकते हैं एग्जाम में, मीनिंग सबके सेम है एंड आपको इसीलिए सारे के सारे वर्डिंग से फैमिलियर होना है. ये the B part that is occurring in this exhalation is relating to our ribs. देखिए अब ये रिब्स क्या है, ये भी रिलैक्स हो गए. अंदर के जो वॉल्यूम that is being reduced, therefore these ribs will relax, means ribs will move inward. So ribs moves inward. देखिए स्टूडेंट, कभी कभी रिब्स को भी अपवर्ड डाउनवर्ड के टर्म में लिखा गया रहता है. स्टूडेंट, यदि आप इस फिगर को कंपेयर करेंगे तो आप ये देखेंगे रिब्स जो है ये थोड़ा नीचे आता हुआ इसमें दिख रहा है, इसमें ऐसे बाहर जा रहा है, मींस इट इज लिफ्टेड अपवर्ड. हियर इट इज बीइंग रिलैक्स्ड, दो इट इज कमिंग इन बट इट इज कमिंग डाउन. सो यदि अप एंड डाउन के टर्म में भी यदि रिब्स लिखा रहे तो रिब्स moves डाउनवर्ड लिखना है। स्टूडेंट बहुत बार बच्चे को रिब्स में को अपवर्ड डाउनवर्ड अंडरस्टैंडिंग में दिक्कत होती है। इसके लिए आप पहले डायफ्राम को समझ लीजिए, डायफ्राम का जस्ट अपोजिट आप लिख दीजिए। देखिए, here we have written diaphragm is moving upward. While the diaphragm will move upward, what will happen? The ribs will move downward, because at the end point these ribs and diaphragm are almost or near to the connection. So therefore these ribs will move downward. ये आपको ध्यान में रखना है। हम रिब्स को ऐसे ही इनहेलेशन के टाइम में भी हम लिख सकते हैं, because I had found the question in which the movement of ribs is also in term of upward and downward. तो आपको ये इनवर्ड या डाउनवर्ड ये चीजें ध्यान में रखनी है। यहां पे कभी कभी हम रिब्स को आउटवर्ड और ribs while the diaphragm have moved downward, so ribs moves upward, ऐसा भी लिखा रह सकता है। सो स्टूडेंट ये इंपॉर्टेंट है आपके लिए, रिब्स एंड डायफ्राम का मूवमेंट। बाकी तो कॉमन प्रोसेस है। दैट ब्रीदिंग रेस्पिरेशन में डिफरेंस, रेस्पिरेशन न्यूट्रिशन में डिफरेंस। सो ये सब की थिंग्स हैं जिसे आपको डिफरेंस समझेंगे तो आप इस क्वेश्चन के इस चैप्टर के कोई सा भी क्वेश्चन कर सकते हैं। यदि आप ये की डिफरेंस नहीं समझेंगे देन you cannot answer any of the question. You cannot mug up this chapter because this chapter is quite big. आपके बुक में जो छोटे छोटे में लिख दिया गया, बट क्वेश्चन बहुत सारे पूछे जाते हैं इससे। एंड मैं भी आपको आप ही के बुक के लेवल में ही पढ़ाता हूँ, अदरवाइज केवल न्यूट्रिशन हम 5 दिन तक और 10 दिन तक इवन पढ़ा सकते हैं। मीन्स अप टू 20 आवर आई कैन टीच, एंड दिस रेस्पिरेशन आई कैन टीच अप टू 20 आवर्स, बट दिस थिंग आर नॉट रिक्वायर्ड फॉर यू। आपके लेवल में क्या है, आपके एनटीएससी में कहां तक पूछेगा, मैं वहां तक केवल टच करता हूं। ओके स्टूडेंट्स, and how is the path? The path you are already knowing. This was our which one point? Third point. This was our fourth point. So fourth point I had illustrated here. Fourth point में आपको ये दो चीजें ध्यान में रखनी है। मूवमेंट का पाथ मैं जस्ट लिख देता हूं। स्टूडेंट, व्हाट इज द पाथ ड्यूरिंग इनहेलेशन? मैं इनहेलेशन को ही पहले लिखता हूं। सो इनहेलेशन में पहले आपको पता है नोज, नासल कैविटी और नासल पैसेज टू आवर विंड पाइप। विंड पाइप लिखिए और ट्रैचिया लिखिए, एक ही चीज है, टू लंग्स। लंग्स के अलग अलग पार्ट है, आप चाहे तो लास्ट में आप इसे एल्वोली तक आप इसे लिख सकते हैं। ओके, and here what is the path? In this case it is just opposite, so it starts with the alveoli। alveoli से start होगा, alveoli बोलेंगे तो ये हमारा lungs है। it will return to our windpipe। windpipe जब मैं बोलूंगा तो ये हमारा trachea है, sorry, then windpipe to nasal cavity or nasal passage to our nose, it is out to environment. This was from environment, you may write। O2 reach air, it is our टू environment को क्या जा रहा है, CO2 reach air। So this is the entire process. Now I don't think there is even a very small topic और कोई ऐसा लाइन जो कि आपको पूछे और मैं नहीं बताया इसमें। आपको हमने सारे के सारे कुछ बता दिए। स्टूडेंट प्लीज आस्क इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट। नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू स्टार्ट circulatory system or transport system. What is the time? Oh, even we could not start today, because if I start, I will take another at least 30 to 40 minutes to make you understand what are the various system requirement and what are their feature. वही लिखने में I think next day we will start. Student, please ask if you have any doubt. सबने लिख लिए? स्टूडेंट, आपको इनहेलेशन एक्सहेलेशन में खासतौर से ये जो मूवमेंट है रिब्स का, डायफ्राम का, ये ध्यान में रखिए, खासतौर से हमारे एनटीएससी वाले बच्चे। नेक्स्ट चीजें आप जरा ये ध्यान में रखिए, हमारे एनटीएससी वाले बच्चे, इधर जो हमने दो डेटा लिखे हैं, क्या हमारा ब्रीदिंग हमारे लंग्स के रेट से, यानी कि हमारे हार्ट बीट रेट एंड breathing rate, are they synchronized, or whether they are the same? No, they are not synchronized, because their intent or their purposes are different. Okay, इसीलिए इस दोनों में कोई सिंक्रोनिज्म नहीं है। हालांकि हार्ट बीट के लिए और ऑक्सीजन के लिए ब्रीदिंग रिक्वायर्ड है, बट इट डजंट मीन कि हमारा हार्ट रुक जाता है जब ब्रीदिंग रुक जाता है। स्टूडेंट, you may do the practical also, just hold your nose. Student, I had blocked my nose for nearly half a minute. I mean nearly say 45 seconds. But whether in that 45 seconds my heart was stopped? No, student, my heart was still pumping at the rate of 72 times in that minute. Though my breathing action just occurred in last 15 seconds of that minute, hardly 5 to 7 times. Get it? Once if our heart is stopped, you cannot restart that. But this blocking of this windpipe or nose, these are the temporary things, because whatever the residuary volume of air present in our alveoli or in the cavity of this windpipe, that is used for the exchange. Get it? तो ये हमारा नोज और ब्रीदिंग एक्शन एंड हार्ट का एक्शन दोनों अलग अलग है। ये बहुत ही कॉमन सा अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, बट फिर भी हमारे बच्चे गलत करते हैं। तो ये आप जरा ध्यान में रखिए। बीट रेट भी आप ध्यान में रखने हैं। कॉमनली पूछता है ब्रीदिंग रेट कॉमनली एक एडल्ट में कितना होता है? सम रेंज विल ऑलवेज बी गिवन। द बेस्ट रेंज इज 15 to 18। यदि आप रनिंग करके आते हैं, रिक्वायरमेंट ज्यादा हो जाता है, तो इट मे गो अप टू 25 और 30 और इवन 35 ऑल्सो। ओके, ब्रीदिंग हार्ट बीट ऑल्सो अकॉर्डिंगली, यदि आप रन करके आते हैं तो ये 72 से बढ़ जाता है। यदि आप रिलैक्स कंडीशन में हैं तो ये कभी 72 से थोड़ा कम भी रहता है। बट ऑन एन एवरेज इट इज आवर 72 टाइम्स पर मिनट। तो इसका मीनिंग क्या है? एक सेकेंड में, यानी कि हमारा हार्ट कितना बार पंप करता है? इफ इट इज लाइक दैट, here it is, keep in mind 72 times in 1 minute, means in 60 minutes it is 72 times. Okay student, or you may write like this itself if you are not writing in reverse way. Let me write, means 72 times in 60 सेकेंड। सो स्टूडेंट, यदि एक साइकिल हार्ट को प्रेजेंट करना है तो 1 टाइम मीन्स 1 साइकिल। We will learn this cycle again consists of once taking the blood inward and other pushing the blood outward. That is collectively called 1 cycle. Okay, that is called systole and diastole. That we will learn tomorrow. So for completing 1 cycle, how much time it will take? it will take 60 by 72. If you cancel it, I think it will be nearly 0.8, I think so. 0.8 point something it will come. So second means what? Even within a second, heartbeat is completing one cycle. Means what? You can just underestimate. Within a second, large amount of blood is taken by the heart and it is again pumped out. Even not directly pumped out, taking the blood from the body and pumping the blood to the body. Even for taking the blood from the body, it will first go to the lungs, and from this lungs again back to heart, then to body. Means what? Within the second, you can just understand that this heart have pumped the blood, means make a circulation in our lungs, then it have pumped back to the body. So these are the things that you have to understand. आप ये छोटे छोटे चीजों को जब बैठ के खुद से सोचेंगे तो भी आपके समझ में आएंगे. सो ये बहुत ही क्रूशियल चीज है. सो ये हार्ट हमारा कैसे काम करता है, क्या हमारा ट्यूब सिस्टम है, दिस इज कॉल्ड सर्कुलेटरी सिस्टम एंड ट्रांसपोर्ट सिस्टम, दैट वी विल लर्न टुमारो. सो स्टूडेंट, ये टाइम पूछे हुआ है, ये हमने 8 सेकेंड इसके लिए कैलकुलेट किया. इट वाज आस्क्ड हाउ मच टाइम इज टेकन बाय द हार्ट टू कंप्लीट वन साइकिल. इट इज नियरली 0.8 सेकेंड. ये कैलकुलेशन कहां से है? इसी रेट से है, ब्रीदिंग रेट, सॉरी बीट रेट से है, मींस हार्ट बीट रेट से, नॉट फ्रॉम द ब्रीदिंग रेट. ब्रीदिंग रेट से ऐसे ही आप देख सकते हैं, बट ब्रीदिंग रेट इज नॉट द स्टैंडर्ड वन. यदि आपने ब्लॉक कर लिया अपने नोज को तो अलग हो सकता है, यदि आप ज्यादा तेज दौड़ रहे हैं तो अलग हो सकता है. ओके, इट इज लाइक दिस. सो दिस वाज द अनदर इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट that you have to keep in mind. Other things that I had explained, that was quite simple one. Respiration में अभी आपको हमने ये बताया एक्वेटिक लाइफ कहाँ पाए जाते हैं, क्यों पाए जाएंगे, क्यों सरफेस में ज्यादा होता है, ये पूछा जाता है. You have to take care of that. And what is the special feature available in aquatic life? तो ये गिल्स प्रेजेंट होते हैं. एक्वेटिक लाइफ में लेशर अमाउंट ऑफ रेस्पिरेशन इज रिक्वायर्ड, क्योंकि उसका एनर्जी नीड ही कम है. एनर्जी नीड कम है तो रेस्पिरेशन उसी के अनुसार होता है. ओके, इवन प्लांट में इस एक्वेटिक लाइफ से भी कम है. तो आप यदि रेस्पिरेशन रेट यदि आप इधर लिखेंगे, ये क्वेश्चन आपके एकेडमिक में तो नहीं आएंगे, बट हमारे एनटीएससी में बहुत अच्छे चांसेस हैं. सो दिस, हाउ इज द रेस्पिरेशन रेट इन डिफरेंट ऑर्गेनिज्म? So it is maximum in terrestrial. So terrestrial. Terrestrial organism, खास तौर से टेरेस्ट्रियल में जो जितना कॉम्प्लेक्स ऑर्गेनिज्म है उसमें उतना ज्यादा होगा, इससे कम होगा आपको एक्वेटिक में. And the minimum one is in plant. क्यों? देखिए एक्वेटिक लाइफ भी मूव करते हैं, मूव करेंगे तो वो एनर्जी कंज्यूम करेंगे. And the minimum one is in the plant. अभी आपको प्लांट में अगेन एक्वेटिक प्लांट एंड लैंड एंड टेरेस्ट्रियल प्लांट, तो एक्वेटिक प्लांट में और भी कम चाहिए. सो दैट यू मे राइट. ओके स्टूडेंट, सो दिस कुड बी द ऑर्डर. Once it was asked, not recently but very earlier days, this order was also asked. So rate of respiration in aquatic and terrestrial organism, ये तो बहुत कॉमन है, ये तो एकेडमिक में भी पूछे हुआ है, aquatic and terrestrial का. So this thing you have to keep in mind. So all this we have discussed. How is the respiration in the plant? प्लांट का रेस्पिरेशन में ये पार्ट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, लास्ट का CO2 का रिलीज एंड ऑक्सीजन का रिलीज. हमारे अच्छे अच्छे बच्चे नहीं समझते रहते हैं कि प्लांट कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड भी रिलीज करता है. नॉट इवन अ फर्स्ट क्लास स्टूडेंट हु आर सिक्योरिंग 80% 90% मार्क्स, वो भी उनका भी कॉन्सेप्ट यहाँ तक क्लियर नहीं रहता है, बट हमने आपको बहुत एक्सप्लेन करके बताया. सो दिस थिंग यू प्लीज कीप इन माइंड. So it was all about the respiration. Remaining thing that we have discussed in our previous classes. Any doubt, then please ask a student, otherwise we shall stop the class. स्टूडेंट्स, होमवर्क सबसे हो गए क्या? रेस्पिरेशन के हमने कुछ क्वेश्चन दिए थे.